apparently, about a year or so ago, some folks found out that the DNC, and I'm going to assume the RNC as well, they're private companies. They're private corporations. They can essentially do what they want, because we must remember, companies are people, my friend. Thank you, Governor Romney. But as far as this goes, this kind of got me to thinking. We see a lot of stuff and things going on that a lot of folks, they're not big fans of. And it doesn't matter if you're left, it doesn't matter if you're right. Everyone's like, oh, we need to change this. Maybe not everyone. I'm sure there are a few folks in everything there. But this got me to thinking. I'm like, all right, are they monopolies? Well, we got two of them. We got some other ones and everything. And as far as I remember, I believe it was Libertarian candidate Mr. Gary Johnson who did get around, I don't know, 10 or 15% of the polls, which was, I believe, the qualifying amount for, I believe it was the last CNN debate, and he wasn't on stage there. I feel that would have been a little bit of a different dynamic there. I'm just saying, but as far as this goes, I'm like, all right, maybe it's not a monopoly. Is it an oligopoly? Because it kind of sounds like an oligopoly to me, at least when I learned business, because that means you have more than one acting as more or less the major things right there. Pardon me. Yes. We're supposed to cover those things. My apologies for not wearing a mask. I do believe in hashtag Shinobi. I understand. It's a point of personal preference there. But as far as this goes, I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. Do trust laws apply? So I've reached out to a particular individual who I've discussed certain things with in the past, and we're going to have to see what happens, just because I'm just curious about this. It's, okay, well, they're private companies, and they're involved in politics. And politics seems to kind of be in everything we're doing nowadays, and a lot more folks seem to be actively paying attention. So what's going on here? What is actually happening? If they are companies, and they're more or less, just because I keep on hearing from folks, it's like, well, there are just so many folks there that they're just so used to it. It's like, all right, I'm just going to check the D off all these things. I'm going to just check the R off all these things. It's like, I guess I've been doing it wrong. It's like, oh, well, who do I think is going to do the best job here? It's like, all right, are there certain things that I may attribute to more of a Republican or more of a Democrat? Yeah, I'm stereotyping. It's not right, but you know what? It's a heuristic that we have. But I'm just kind of curious, because if these are essentially acting like trusts, and all I know is O.G. Washington, he wasn't a fan of political parties. From what I'm hearing, it's just like, he does his 2 terms, he retires, and then all of a sudden, next people after him, they're starting all these different parties. You got like the Whigs, and you got the, I forgot, whatever, I believe Mr. Sammy A. We have his beer up here and everything. I believe he was a Whig, and I believe he was victorious. So, but you just see all this stuff going on, and it's like, all right, well, why is the system the way it is? I mean, if you want to gather a group of people together and help each other out, it's like, okay, well, but are you stifling market competition? Because I thought this was a very important thing, just because there are certain things where it's like, whether you're left, whether you're right, it's like, it seems like we're just going to argue about anything just for the sake of arguing because we're with somebody we disagree with. I don't know. Is that just what humans do? It's not like we'd spend hundreds or thousands of hours doing that, especially on this internet of stuff and things, as I give my tell away for my little bit of sarcasm. Thank you so much, Lucy. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, the one thing that I did notice, and I believe this has happened several times over the years, is I just see, whether it's a Democratic pundit or a Republican pundit, whenever the question of, do we need a viable third party? They seem to agree, well, the system we have isn't perfect, but you know what, we're going to do better. I'm like, hold on, wait, pause, time out. Full stop here. So when you get essentially 2 people that will disagree on just about anything, and then there's one particular topic that they seem to agree on, I just pause and take note. These are the things that make me go, Now again, I have no idea if any of this applies. I am not an attorney. I am not a professional of any sort of thing, except for maybe lifting things up and putting them down. This is about it right now. But I just kind of wanted to leave you all with this, just because this is something I think I'm going to ask around, poke around a little bit more, and just see what's going on. So, are political parties, or at least the DNC or the RNC, are they monopolies? I don't know. Are they acting in some sort of a way where, I don't know, maybe certain trust legislation or regulations may apply? Because all I know is apparently about half the state of Oklahoma, according to the actual treaty, seeing as it wasn't specified, it's technically still the tribal lands. And this is something we kind of didn't notice for, I don't know, 150, 200 years? Wise woman once said, nothing is said, nothing will be changed. So, I see you there, Joe. Shout out to my patron, Joe Franco. Just want to leave you guys on this little food for thought. So, thank you all for watching. Peace out, everybody. Be safe, and long live the Obama. Boop.